Mr. Page uses oil to heat his home. At the beginning of November there were 1,000 litres of oil in his oil tank. Mr. Page bought enough oil to fill the tank completely. He paid 50p per litre for this oil. He paid a total amount of £750. At the end of February, Mr. Page had 600 litres of oil in the tank. He bought enough oil to fill the tank completely. The cost of oil had increased by 4%. Work out the total amount Mr. Page paid for the oil he bought in February. So the first piece of information we're given is that at the beginning of November, there were 1,000 litres of oil in his tank. Mr. Page then bought enough oil to fill the tank completely. He paid 50p per litre for this oil and paid a total amount of 750. So what this is essentially saying is the amount of money it cost for him to fill his tank completely was £750. So the first thing we can work out is how many litres it took to fill the tank completely. So the first thing we'll want to do is convert this 50p into pounds. So 50 pence is equal to 0.5 pounds. So now what we can do is we can work out how many litres it takes to fill the tank completely. And to do this we can do 750 divided by 0.5. And this gives us a value of 1,500 litres. So what we've just worked out is that it takes 1,500 litres to completely fill this tank, given that there's already 1,000 litres of oil in the tank. So what this means is that the total number of litres in this tank is 1,500 plus 1,000, which means the total amount of oil that this tank can hold is 2,500 litres. So now the next thing we're told is that at the end of February, Mr. Page had 600 litres of oil in the tank, and he then bought enough oil to fill the tank completely, and the cost of oil had increased by 4%. So if we want to work out the total amount Mr. Page paid for the oil he bought in February, the first thing we can work out is the cost of the oil in February, given that the cost of oil has increased by 4%. So £0.5 or 50p. In order to work out what this would be after it had been increased by 4%, we're going to want to multiply this value by 1.04. And this gives us an answer of 52 pence, or £0.52. So now the next thing we can work out is how many litres of oil he would have needed to put into his tank to fill the tank completely. So if the tank can hold 2,500 litres, and at the end of February Mr. Page has 600 litres of oil remaining, then the amount of oil he'll need to put in his tank will be 2,500 minus 600 litres. And this gives us an answer of 1,900 litres. So if the cost of oil is 52 pence, and the amount of oil he'll need to put into his tank to fill it completely is 1,900 litres, then the total amount Mr. Page paid for the oil he bought in February will be 1,900 multiplied by 0.52. And this gives us a final answer of £988. Now this question's worth 5 marks. We'll get 1 mark for working out the amount of oil bought in November. We'll get 1 mark for working out the price of oil after the 4% increase. We'll get 1 mark for working out the amount of oil Mr. Page needed to buy in February. We'll get 1 mark for a method to work out the amount Mr. Page spent on oil in February. And we'll get the final mark for the correct answer of £988.